Have you ever wondered how Christianity went from a persecuted minority religion to the dominant faith of the Western world? The answer lies largely with one man, Flavius Valerius Constantinus, better known to us as Constantine the Great. His story isn't just about battles and politics. It's a dramatic tale of ambition, faith, and a vision that would forever alter the course of history. Born in the city of Naissus in modern-day Serbia around 272 AD, Constantine was the son of a high-ranking Roman officer. The Roman Empire at this time was a chaotic and dangerous place. It was ruled by the Tetrarchy, a system of 4 emperors designed to manage the vast and unruly territories. But this system was prone to civil war, and young Constantine was thrust right into the heart of it. He spent his early years as a political hostage in the court of the Eastern Emperor Diocletian, learning the brutal realities of Roman power politics firsthand. When his father died in 306 AD, his troops in Britain proclaimed Constantine as Augustus or Emperor. This was a direct challenge to the established order, and it kicked off years of brutal civil war. Constantine had to fight his way to the top, eliminating rival after rival in a deadly game of thrones. He was a brilliant military strategist, known for his daring and decisive actions on the battlefield. But the most pivotal moment of his life wouldn't happen on a typical battlefield. It would happen on the eve of one. The year is 312 AD. Constantine is marching on Rome to face his final rival in the west, Maxentius. The odds are stacked against him. Maxentius has a larger army and the strategic advantage of Rome's fortified walls. According to the historian Eusebius, the night before the decisive battle of the Milvian Bridge, Constantine looked up to the sun and saw a cross of light above it. With it were the Greek words Nu Tau Omicron I Tau Nu Y Kappa Alpha, which translates to, "In this sign you will conquer." That night, Constantine had a dream in which Christ appeared to him and told him to make a military standard in the shape of the sign he had seen. This was the famous labarum, a banner emblazoned with the Chi Rho symbol, the first 2 letters of Christ's name in Greek, Constantine, who had previously followed the traditional Roman pagan gods like Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, took this as a divine command. He ordered his soldiers to paint the symbol on their shields. The next day, against all expectations, Constantine's forces were victorious. Maxentius' army was routed, and Maxentius himself drowned in the Tiber River while trying to retreat. Constantine marched into Rome as the undisputed ruler of the Western Roman Empire. For him, the conclusion was clear. The God of the Christians had granted him victory. This was the turning point, not just for Constantine, but for the entire Roman Empire and the future of Christianity. What followed this dramatic conversion was a series of revolutionary changes. In 313 AD, just a year after his victory, Constantine met with Licinius, the emperor of the East, and together they issued the Edict of Milan. This landmark decree didn't make Christianity the state religion, as many people believe. Instead, it did something arguably more radical for its time. It granted religious tolerance throughout the empire. For the first time, Christians were free to worship without fear of state-sponsored persecution, which had been a brutal reality for centuries. The edict officially ended the Diocletian persecution, the most severe and widespread persecution of Christians in the empire's history. Constantine's support for Christianity went far beyond just legal tolerance. He began to pour imperial funds into the church. He built magnificent basilicas, including the original St. Peter's Basilica in Rome and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, on the site believed to be Jesus' tomb. He granted clergy special privileges, elevating their status in society. He made Sunday, the Christian day of worship, an official day of rest. While he himself was not baptized until he was on his deathbed, a common practice at the time, to wash away a lifetime of sins, his patronage was unwavering. But Constantine's influence wasn't just about buildings and laws. He involved himself directly in the theological debates that were raging within the early church. At the time, Christianity was far from a unified faith. Different groups had different ideas about the nature of God and Jesus. One of the biggest controversies was Arianism, which taught that Jesus Christ was a created being subordinate to God the Father, not co-eternal with him. This debate threatened to tear the church apart. To settle this, Constantine did something unprecedented for a Roman emperor. In 325 AD, he convened the First Council of Nicaea. He brought together bishops from all over the empire, paying for their travel and accommodations, to debate and define the core beliefs of Christianity. Constantine himself presided over the opening of the council, urging the bishops to find unity. The result was the Nicene Creed, a statement of faith that affirmed the divinity of Christ, declaring him of one substance with the Father. This creed is still recited in Christian churches around the world today. By calling this council, Constantine established a new role for the emperor, not just a political leader, but a guardian of religious orthodoxy. In addition to his religious revolution, Constantine also made a decision that would reshape the map of the world. He felt that the old city of Rome, steeped in its pagan traditions and senatorial intrigue, was no longer a suitable capital for his new Christian empire. He decided to build a new Rome. He chose the ancient Greek city of Byzantium, strategically located on the strait between Europe and Asia. In 330 AD, he inaugurated his new capital, lavishly rebuilding it and naming it Constantinople, the city of Constantine. Today we know it as Istanbul. This move shifted the empire's center of gravity eastward and laid the groundwork for what would become the Byzantine Empire, which would survive for another 1,000 years after the fall of Rome in the west. So how should we remember Constantine the Great? Was he a genuine convert, a pious believer who saw the hand of God in his victory? Or was he a shrewd political operator, a pragmatist who saw that Christianity was a rising force and cleverly co-opted it to unify his empire and legitimize his rule? Historians have debated this for centuries, and the truth is likely a complex mix of both. He continued to use pagan symbolism on his coins for some time, and he retained the title of Pontifex Maximus, the high priest of the old Roman state religion. Some see this as evidence of his political calculation. Others argue it was a necessary compromise to avoid alienating the pagan majority of his subjects. His personal faith seems to have been a unique blend of solar worship and Christianity, seeing the Christian God as the ultimate manifestation of the unconquered sun he had long revered. But regardless of his personal motives, his impact is undeniable. Before Constantine, Christianity was a marginalized and persecuted sect. After him, it was on a clear path to becoming the official religion of the Roman Empire, which it did under Emperor Theodosius later in the century. Constantine of imperial power and Christian faith created the concept of Christendom and set the stage for the entire history of medieval Europe. He created a new kind of empire, one where the emperor and the church were deeply intertwined. The legacy of his vision at the Milvian Bridge, his Edict of Milan, his Council of Nicaea, and his new capital of Constantinople echo down to our present day. He wasn't just an emperor. He was an architect of a new world. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey into the life of Constantine the Great interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the figures who shaped our history. Let us know in the comments what you think about Constantine. Was he a saint or a strategist? We'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next video.